Hi folks, Sports.Kate here. Today I'm going to take you through a progression for runner's knee exercises. So you might have seen the last video which was on beginner's exercises for runner's knee pain, and today we're going to step those up and make them a little bit more functional. So equipment that you need today is a band and a step. And I've also got a power band which I'll show you how to use later, but you can just use a long resistance band for that one as well. So these are exercises for anyone getting that anterior knee pain, also called runner's knee or patellofemoral maltracking, to really strengthen up your VMO and your glute med to help your running stride. Okay, so let's go. The first exercise that we're doing today is just an activation exercise to get your VMO warmed up. So it's a four-way tap. So we're going to start out with just tapping your heel out in front, and you're concentrating on your knee going over the middle of your standing leg. So you're going to start to feel a bit of a burn in the side of your hip, but mainly in the VMO muscle around the inside of your knee. So I'd say to start with, do about 10 taps each direction. So then you're going to take it out to the side, little toe tap out to the side, again focusing on your knee, going straight over the middle of your foot. You can pop your hands on your hips, you can pop your hands together, whatever you're comfortable to do. And about 10 to the side, and then stepping straight back behind you and squeezing up. So you're stepping straight back and squeezing up tall. I'm getting a nice little burn there in my VMO now, switching on. And then the last exercise, we're going to take it to a little curtsy. So starting small, and it's just a tiny little curtsy at a 45-degree angle across and behind you. So all the weight is still on this standing leg, and now I'll start to engage my glute med to push up tall, standing, squeezing up tall. So start with about 10 reps on each, and then maybe you want to build up to 15 or 20 as you progress. I like to call it a monster walk or a side shuffle. So band either around your ankles or around the top of your knees, wherever you're comfortable. To get a really good engagement of your glutes, it's better to have your band around your feet or your ankles, but again, whatever works for you. So tiny little squat, knees are going over the middle of the toes, and all you're doing is stepping to the side. So we're starting to push out using our hip abductor muscles. And I like to say, imagine you've got a bucket of water balancing on your shoulders, so you're not using momentum to push yourself. You're keeping nice and steady and really using your glute muscles. And that little squat is engaging again the VMO muscles. So whatever space you've got, walking steps to the side. I'm just using the width of the mat here, and then stepping back. And again, starting to feel a good burn. And for the reps of this, once you start to lose rhythm or you start to cheat, that's time to have a rest. So just walking forwards and back, balancing that water, making sure your feet are pointing straight ahead, not out to the side. So you're working. All right, the next exercise is a standing VMO squeeze. So again, with a resistance band or a power band, I've just put it around my treadmill here and around the back of my knee. So you walk out as far as you can, so you've really got some pull with that band, so it's trying to pull my knee into a bent position, and most of the weight is on that standing, the working leg. So all I'm doing here is a tiny little squeeze to bring my leg straight, and then really resisting the pull of the band as it tries to bend my knee. So standing and squeezing, and then resisting the pull of the band. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny movement. I'm really squeezing this muscle in here, and then slowly coming back. Pulling to straight, and then slowly coming back. And you can see my legs shaking. It's a small movement, but it really works. Exercise 4 is a single leg deadlift. So we started at the beginning with just some activations, and this is just a progression from there. So you can do this with dumbbells, but I'm going to show you without today. And all you're doing is taking your leg back behind you and squeezing up tall. So it's not a full deadlift yet, and a side on, you'll be just tapping back behind, squeezing up tall, arms are coming down, squeezing up tall. If you want to make it harder, that back leg stays off the ground. The work is being done in the VMO here and in the glute. So either tapping back and keeping your leg on the floor, tapping and squeezing, or if you want to make it a little bit harder, lifting that. And the final exercise of today's little glute circuit is a step down off a box. So you're standing side on to that step, whoop, and all I'm doing, and you just need a small step, it doesn't matter how small it is, it's just a starting exercise, is tapping down and squeezing back up. Tapping down, squeezing back up. Making sure my knee is directly going over the middle of my foot. So I'm not pushing up from this leg, I'm just tapping down and squeezing back up. If you want to make it harder, you draw it into a running stride at the top, squeezing tall, making sure my glutes are working on this leg and my VMO. So getting into a little bit of a running stride in that action. So there you have it, folks. There's some intermediate exercises for runner's knee, and we're working the VMO of the quad and the glutes. And all I needed was a band, a resistance band, a power band or a long resistance band, and a step. If you've got any questions, feel free to reach out on the website, drkategazard.com. Otherwise, see you next time. Happy running.